So let's work on these problems to find the first three terms. Given to you is the formula for Sn. Before I start this, let's just go ahead and try to understand this with a simple problem. All right, look at that. That's a sequence given to me, and that is like Tn. So that makes this guy T1 is equal to 1 here, and T2 is equal to 3, T3 is equal to 5, T4 is equal to 7, and T5 is equal to 9, and that's how it goes. All right, so term 1, term 2, term 3, term 4, term 5, like that. Then who is S1? Look at that. S1 is nothing but the first guy. That's it. That is S1. It means it is also equal to what? T1, isn't it? Because T1 is 1 itself. Now what is S2 then? S2 is adding these two guys. That is 1 plus 3, which is like 4. So that is S2. It means sum of the first two terms. Then what is S3? S3 is like 1 plus 3 plus 5. Add the first three terms, that are 1 plus 3 plus 5. Okay, that is S3. Like that, only S4 would be like adding the first four terms. That is 1 plus 3 plus 5 plus 7. So that's how it works. What I'm looking for here in the answer is basically to find the terms. All right. So what I get from the formula here given to me is nothing but these guys. Look at that. What I get with S1 is like 1, with S2 is like 4, with S3 is like 1 plus 3, that is 9, and S4 is like 9 plus 6, that is like 16. So this is what we get. Okay, they are not my terms. Alright, my terms are not like 1, 4, 9 and 16. My terms are basically 1, 3, 5, 7 and 9. These are like some of the first terms, some of first two terms, some of first three terms. How do I get these terms from that formula is the question. Because that was an example. Come back to this. If I solve this guy for n is equal to 1, so what I get is S1, which is like 1 squared into 1 plus 1, which is like 1 into 2, which is like 2. It means what? That's my first term, because S1 is nothing but my first term, that is 2. So in the sequence, the first guy is 2 in that particular sequence. Good. Now I can find any term using that formula. The best thing to do is this. So if I have to find the second term, T2, you just write this guy here. What is Sn, right? That is the nth one. So I can write S2 minus Sn minus 2 into 2 minus 1. So I know what is S2 then. Do I know what is S2? No, I don't know still. So let me find that. S2 is given as like, wherever you find n here, write 2. That is like 2 squared 2 plus 1, that goes like 4 into 3, which is like 12. So what exactly is this 12? It is the sum of the first two terms, T1 plus T2. That is it. But I don't know what T2 is, right? But still I know what is T1, because S1 and T1 are same according to that example. So now to find T2, I need to know what is S2, and this guy is like S2 minus 2 minus 1 is 1, S1. If I know what is S2 and S1, I can find T2, the second term. So that goes like, what is S2 here? That is like 12. That is 12 minus S1 is nothing but 2. So that goes like 10. So the second term of the sequence is basically 10. So let me write that. So T1 was like this guy, that is 2. And the next term, T2, was like 10. How will I get the third term? Let's go ahead. For that, I need to find S3. Let me find S3. S3 is given from this formula is like 3 squared into 3 plus 1, which goes like 9 into 4, which is like 36. Okay. Again, to find the third term, let me use the same formula and write the third term. That goes like what? That's like S3 minus S3 minus 1, right? So S3 minus S2 is what I get, the third term, right? So what is S3? That is 36. I have 36 minus S2 is like 12. 12. What you get is like 24. Okay, this is my T3. Now let's try to understand this whole thing back again. Okay, let's keep it here itself. I'm taking it off. See what's happening now. The best thing is, if I have to write the sequence back again, let me write that. My term font, the Tn. The first term is like 2. The second term is like 10. The third term is like how much? 24. These are the three terms we spoke about. Then from here, what is S1? It means the first guy, that is 2. Then what is S2? It means this guy plus this guy, that is 2 plus 10, which is like 12. Got it? Exactly. And what is S3? S3 is like 2 plus 10 plus 12, which is like 36. 2 plus 10 plus 24, which is like 36. So this is what we got from here. Look at that, S1 was 2, the first guy. Then S2 was basically, I get 12, right? It means adding these two guys, I get 12. That is S2. The first two terms, right? Sum of first two terms, sum of first three terms. To get the first term, we anyway get S1. To get the second term, what I do is I subtract this from this. See what happens now. If by chance I subtract S2 minus S1. So what I subtract is these two guys, that is 2 plus 10 minus 2. So that 2 and 2 goes, what you get is 10. See, I got the second term. That's this, T2. Either we can work it like this, or we can just use these formulae, right? Whichever is convenient. If you guys know what is happening inside the problem, fine, cool. You can just use the formula like this and finish it off. So that is a formula we use to find any term. To use that formula, I need to know 3 and 2 to find the third term, right? So first of all, using this formula, find the number of terms or sum of the number of terms, then use this formula to find the particular terms. That's how it works.